Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we're going to be talking about Nigel Hayes-Davis. It was reported yesterday that Joe Mazzulla, the head coach of the Boston Celtics, was in attendance watching Nigel Hayes. And now, according to EuroHoops, that might be due to the fact that they are scouting him. So, if the Boston Celtics are truly interested in Nigel Hayes-Davis, what do you guys think of this guy coming over? And after seeing Gershon Yabusele have the success that he did with the Sixers, I'm curious to see if the Celtics are going to start using the EuroLeague like the Sixers did to be kind of like a funnel for good role players who are cheap in comparison to the NBA. Now, the Boston Celtics are exploring adding Nigel Hayes-Davis as they manage a major roster pivot this offseason while Jason Tatum recovers from a ruptured Achilles. Tatum averaged 27 points, 9 rebounds almost, 6 assists last season, ranking in the NBA's top 10 across key metrics. With him sidelined, Boston knows their immediate output could dip. They went 61-21 last year, an elite mark for the defending champs. But losing their franchise star opens the door to reshape the rotation, especially when they have the largest payroll in the league and they need to get below the second apron. This situation forces the Celtics to rethink the roles of high-cost veterans that are already on the trade block, like Jrue Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. The goal? Create long-term balance and cap flexibility while Jason Tatum rehabs and remain competitive. Holiday is a guy who still can provide for a team, and so can Porzingis. Holiday is on an expensive deal, about like $34 million average. Porzingis is an expiring contract that is extension eligible, and currently they soak up a lot of minutes and cap space. Moving one or both would free up playing time for emerging or cheaper players. Think Nevis Keita, Baylor Shireman, even Sam Hauser, and Payton Pritchard, who, we saw what Payton Pritchard did this past year. Now, if they wanted to go out and get a guy like Nigel Hayes-Davis, this transition would ease Boston's financial burden if they were able to get off of Porzingis and Holiday, while also reducing the logjam in their rotation between the 3, the 4, and the 5, and giving them some flexibility and versatility position-wise. Now, Hayes-Davis is under contract with Fenerbahce through the 26-27 season, thanks to a multi-year extension signed in July 2024. His salary, roughly 2.2 million net per year, euros, making him one of Europe's top 10 highest earners. Over the next 3 seasons, that totals around 6.6 million euros net. The cost to bring him to the NBA would probably be buying his or paying his buyout, likely in the upper 6 figures, which is typical for EuroLeague stars. Match or exceed his current net income. That means offering at least the minimum with possible guarantees or partial guarantees, incentives, and using mechanisms if they are able to get under the apron, like the mid-level exception, the taxpayer or the non-taxpayer. And even if they are able to get to maybe the first, I think they get the biennial exception that allows them to attach a $2 to $3 million annual deal. This move becomes feasible if Boston clears space by trading Jrue Holiday and or Kristaps Porzingis. And to me, the biggest thing when you look right here is that Nigel Hayes-Davis, if you guys didn't know, was someone who had a prior stop in the NBA. He's 30 years old. He played for the Westchester Knicks, Los Angeles Lakers, Toronto Raptors, and the Sacramento Kings. However, that was all in 1 year. So he technically would get the minimum for a second-year player of service, which is incredibly cheap kind of a similar situation where Gershon Yabusele was paid the 3rd-year minimum of years of service, as your years of service will then dictate how much your minimum is. And Nigel Hayes-Davis would be a 3-and-D stretch 4, small ball 5, who can come off the bench. Obviously, he's not going to be a lead NBA front court player, but a good defender who can efficiently space the floor. He shot well from 3 last season, and he offers valuable positional versatility. Expect him to be someone who could play Tatum's role and fit alongside Jaylen Brown, sharing court time with Derek White or Payton Pritchard. He'll bring spacing, perimeter defense, and interior defense for a team where Nigel Hayes-Davis is 6'8", 230 pounds. He's probably at this point more of a 4 than a combo forward. And he's a player that would help move the ball and be a seamless fit into the current rotation. And Hayes-Davis has evolved into a top 2-way EuroLeague forward. He earned back-to-back all EuroLeague first-team honors in 2024 and 2025, captured the 2025 EuroLeague Final Four MVP. He also holds the record for a 50-point EuroLeague game. This is a guy that's averaged in the last year, 24 to 25, 18 points, or my apology, an 18 PIR, which is PR for Europe, 17 points almost in EuroLeague, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, which is really good numbers. And he's played for Fenerbahce for a few seasons now. He's a guy who clearly has high IQ, can be a shot maker, who's excellent off ball. He posts up well in Europe and rebounds with intent on defense. He brings solid instincts, good rotation skills, lateral mobility, and hustle, helped by his impressive 7'3" wingspan. By NBA standards, he's a decent athlete. He's not going to stand out, but enough to not get beat. But he's not going to be an explosive mover. I think anybody who wants to come to the NBA will understand that he's a 3-and-D bench piece, front court role player, not a starter or an offensive hub, but he'll be a player that's a quality of veteran talent, especially on a minimum. So how does he fit Boston's plans? I think Hayes-Davis can help bridge Tatum's rehab window by delivering efficient scoring and floor spacing at a very affordable price. He can be the team's small ball center, backup power forward, and boost Boston's defense and outside shooting. He'll help Al Horford if he stays and provide more length and defensive upside. Hayes-Davis played under Euro coaches like Sharunas Yakisekivicius. Did I say that right? Yakisekivicius. Sharunas Yakisekivicius. I'm butchering that. Either way, that guy has a relation to Joe Mazzulla and the Boston front office, so the fit is actually somewhat vetted. And I know he's 30 years old, technically in his prime, but he's someone that has a modest buyout, would be a mid-level exception to minimum $2 to $3 million a year player who can come in and be a bench 3-and-D forward, versatile defender and floor spacer that helps bridge Tatum's absence, clear cap space and time via trades. So to me, bringing in Nigel Hayes-Davis makes sense. He offers affordable shooting length, EuroLeague playoff experience that fits Boston's current identity without sacrificing future flexibility. And if Boston does trade Holiday and or Porzingis, Hayes-Davis can easily fill 20 minutes, 25 minutes per game in their place, boosting the depth and maintaining the team's spacing versatility. So to me, that's the biggest thing that you see right there is how seamless that fit could be if it all works out. So that's going to be my thoughts down below, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye. That's it. I'm like, done. I don't know what else we would talk about. Ciao.